About 3 years ago, I was looking to expand my volunteer activities and was pleased to find Friends in Action. This group is a non-bureaucratic and no-nonsense organization that simply allows people like me to help seniors with some basic needs. The actual duties include running simple errands, light yard work or housework, and some basic companionship. I took several older ladies to the grocery store and a few men for some medical appointments. It was always enjoyable to spend time with them and hear their stories that are laced with immense wisdom. To find a senior in need, I would receive a weekly email with a list of people and a short description of the need. There was one lady, Margot, who was always on the list and required transportation to a local facility for chemotherapy. This seemed a bit heavier compared to the more routine stroll through Walmart with a senior citizen. After seeing her name for months, I decided to expand my comfort zone and take her to Mountain States Tumor Institute. It was truly love at first sight. Before the initial ride, I spent about 30 minutes in her living room listening to her life story. She had traveled the world, lived in third world countries, had a successful career at IBM, and was generally positive and upbeat. Over the next few months, our friendship grew during our weekly rides to the hospital. At some point, she began calling me directly and only used Friends in Action when I was not able to provide transportation. Over the next few years, our friendship blossomed and became much more emotionally intimate. When she received good or bad news regarding her cancer, I was typically the first person to learn about this new status. When the news was grim, I was usually the one that needed to be uplifted by her overwhelming positive attitude. My girlfriend and I began to spend time with her on a social basis. We had a few lunches, then dinner at her house. Finally, she became a staple at our most special holidays, including Christmas and Easter. If a person was keeping a ledger on the benefits of this relationship, it was heavily weighted in our favor. About 8 months ago, her grandson returned from Afghanistan and moved into her home. Needless to say, her need for my driving abilities rapidly declined to zero. We did stay in touch on the phone. In September of 2012, I decided to make a 35-day pilgrimage to Spain and walk the Camino de Santiago. I sent her a link on email. We had many long phone calls to discuss the journey. When I returned from Spain, I was looking forward to taking her to lunch and bloviating about my recent experience. I left several messages on her phone over a 3-week period. It was common to wait a week or two for a return call, but 3 weeks took the level of concern to an uncomfortable level. One day, I punched her name into the Idaho Statesman online obituary, and I'll never forget the wave of sadness that knocked me down when my deepest fears were confirmed. While I regret that there is not an opportunity to express a proper goodbye, I celebrate the fact that this wonderful lady changed my life. She will live in my heart forever.